Dude, it's so funny. Sometimes you always feel 8 years old, don't you?
Oh, I'm always. I have to actively remind myself I'm not. It's
Yeah.
like a mantra.
Yeah.
I have to go through a checklist. Like, okay, you're 49. You got money. You're not tiny.
Right.
You've been in a quadrillion fights. Like, what are you fucking afraid of? Did you have stepdads?
What did we have? Yeah, we had one guy, Mr. Charlie, and he was in...
That says a lot that his name's Mr. Charlie.
He was in the war, and definitely so. And I don't know if he was called Mr. Charlie before the war, but I think he loved the war so much that he changed his name to Charlie. You know, like...
Which is confusing, because was he in Vietnam?
He might have been in Vietnam.
Because they were calling the enemy Charlie.
Yeah, I think he
took on the enemies. That's extra
he might have, because
dark.
he would take my mom always to like the Chinese restaurant all the time, and he would kind of like do like a lot of, he would like kind of pay homage in there. He did some kind of bizarre shit, and sometimes he would take us, dude. This is one crazy thing he would do. He owned a car wash that had like all the
coin operated.
Yeah, coin operated, dude. So he always
I've heard those are cash cows.
Oh, bro, he always had some fucking money on him. My whole life, the one thing I've wanted to own was a coin operated car wash.
Yes. You grew up hearing that it's just like, it just prints money.
Yeah,
it
those
just
things
sits
print.
there.
Yeah.
No one works there.
Yeah.
You stop in occasionally and grab
you
a couple
stop in.
$1,000 in quarters.
Yeah, you stop in and do CPR on somebody, and then fucking...
Pull a body out of the 55-gallon drum trash can.
Yeah, my mom would always take us to wash her car. That was like a big thing that we would do. And so, anyway, so she met Mr. Charlie, and then he would take us to Holiday Inn Express sometimes for the continental breakfast. But he would say he was taking us out to eat, right? But it was just,
It was just the free breakfast.
we would just go in the door and eat, right? But I never knew, so I'd always like ask just strangers to like if I could order like a fucking something. Like, yeah, I'll have another waffle, and the people would just be like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm here for my son's soccer tournament."
You thought everyone worked there.
Yeah. But he was good, and then he lost his mind or something, and he had Alzheimer's, and then he wore gloves a lot, and it was kind of like people were always asking if he played the piano, and he couldn't hear him, and it was just like a lot of just it kind of just devolved, you know.
What
But
ages was
he might have died at 89.
Okay, wow. He's much older than I was.
Yeah, he's
picturing
much
in my
older.
head. But
My mom.
so your mom has a flair for
Older men.
Okay, but back up. How old were you while Mr. Charlie was taking you to the Holiday Inn Express?
I was probably a good 11, I bet.
And was he was too old to come in and be like, I got a new program and I'm the dad? Or did he do that?
No, he didn't really. He was pretty chill.
He's like, wanted you to reach for the remote for him and stuff.
Yeah, he wore like a cool hat, and he would sometimes he would get his dog in his lap and he would tell us how much he loved his dog, and he would make us kind of sit there and listen to him tell us that. But he was a pretty handsome guy, and
I had a great relationship with my mom, but it kept getting punctuated by stepdads.
oh, really?
So
you had unlimited stepdads?
Yeah, I had unlimited
Almost like unlimited
step-
shrimp over at Red Lobster.
yeah. It was bottomless stepdads. The sizzler of stepdads.
Yeah.
But so it would be like super connected, and it'd just be the four of us, my little sister, my brother, and my mom, and that was always perfect. But then a new guy would roll in, and then it was like his program, and we had to have different manners at the table.
Oh.
And she'd be distracted, understandably. She's like in her 20s, raising 3 kids by herself. I have no like resentment towards her about it all. But yeah, there was like, and I just fucking craved it. I wanted to be loved at all times by a woman. I still want to be.
Yeah.
Like my needs are unrealistic. And your dad, how much older? Because
38 years old. My parents were 38 different. I know.
years old. Why
That
were
was
you
crazy.
emancipated at 14?
I just didn't like being at home, man. I fucking hated it, you know. I didn't like my environment that much, you know.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it. I didn't like my environment. I didn't like not having a say in where I was or who I was. I felt like I kind of just got in this space in life that I was like, this doesn't make any sense. This family, there's no connection. My family felt like a business that you had to work at, but you didn't know what the job was. But you had to be there every day. Every day you were just standing around. There's like a kitchen. There's like a fucking, but you have no idea what the business is.
Right.
But you got to be there, you know? So,
Was mom?
yeah, so my
mom
mom was
sti-
cool. My mom was chill. My mom was just, you know, she was just a different type. You know, she was just, my mom was just working all the time. You know,
What did she do?
she sold things like if you go to like a CVS or a gas station, the things that are like at the end of the aisles.
The impulse buys?
Yes, she would kind of go stock those a lot of times.
Okay.
So, and one time she worked for this cookie company, and she would have these cookies, dude, just these huge boxes of fucking cookies, bro. We were children, dude.
Jackpot.
So we would go at night sometimes and sneak out in her car and just lay on top of them. And fucking the whole thing. It smelled so much like cookies. You could inhale and your stomach was full. Dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the kind of work my mom did. She was just always gone a lot. And then
You had
once,
2 little sisters?
yeah, well, I have 2 sisters and a brother.
But the brother's way older, right? Like could have been your dad?
No, my dad had some children from his first marriage that were like way older. Like one of them was like 57 when I was like probably 8.
Right.
And
So you guys didn't probably.
I think somebody shot him, but
But how old's your older brother from your mom?
my older brother from my mom is 2 years older than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Do you have a little brother syndrome like I do?
Like, what is it?
Well, like I thought I was terrible at everything. My brother's 5 years older than me, so I'm like, I'm so weak. I'm a terrible skateboarder. I feel like
Little brother syndrome.
I wonder if I agree with what the definition on Google
The
is.
little brother syndrome can manifest in one of 2 ways. A sense of entitlement.
Oh.
I deserve what he has. Or 2, a means for advancement. He can do it. I can do it too.
I didn't even know of this definition, and I guess I agree with some of the items in there. But in general, for me, I wanted to be cool and older, and I wanted him to let me hang out with him, and I was trying desperately to like accomplish all these weird tasks I had decided was the entrance into being his best friend. And probably like an inferiority complex. And then when I got around kids my age, I was like, oh wait, I'm kind of strong. I'm not as terrible at that. And then I was like high on that. But yeah, I guess wanting to be around somebody nonstop who was very ambivalent about me being around.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As he should. He was 5 years older than me.
5 years is a long enough stretch where it's like, yeah, if some kid is following me around and that kid he's going to be weird no matter what because he's younger.
And I was weird on top of it.
And
yeah.
you're fucking weird.
Yeah. Left-handed dyslexic.
Were you really?
Yeah. Still.
Oh, God, huh?
Would you consider yourself hypervigilant?
Do you mean like
Well,
invading the Capitol or something like that?
like what?
Are you talking about like people that invaded the Capitol?
No. Like I'm guessing. I don't know enough about you. But if you leave the house at 14, my guess is it wasn't like the Cleavers.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. I just didn't feel any connection at home. So then at a certain point, I was like, well, why am I going to stay here and let this define me?
Where did you go at 14?
I went and stay with a friend.
Oh, you did?
Yep. One of my buddies.
And their parents were fine.
Yeah, their parents were pretty cool, and we had a nice time, and I still go over there when I go home.
Yeah.
So it's like, and their kids left like a year later, and I was still.
Oh, you stayed after they left?
Forever.
Wait,
bro.
so your buddy was a couple years older than you?
He was same age, but something happened. He drove into the neighbor's house or something. He was drinking, and then he had to leave, and so I was fucking still.
You were still there. They
and
kicked
now
out.
I'm in his room. Now I'm just.
You were being sponsored by him, but then he split, and they kept you. That's really funny.
But it was like,
did you feel weird as hell like that first dinner? Would you eat dinner with the family?
Yeah, I would eat dinner with them. We had fun, man.
And your buddy was gone, and you were there.
Yeah, it was kind of.
Do you remember that first dinner?
Oh yeah, dude. I was like, well, more for us. I was just in there, but I remember the first night I closed the door.
To his bedroom,
no, this is
which was now yours.
This is when I had I had my own bedroom there, and I closed the door, and I was like, fuck, I hadn't had my own room. I was like, this is crazy, dude. And then something, I must have had drugs on my mind at that point or something, because I remember I opened the window then and lit up a little joint, right? And I didn't realize, like, I guess how, like,
stinky it is.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just excited to fucking be a homeowner.
You thought you had your own home. Yeah. You're like, here we go. I'm finally on my own. You're not. No. You have a room, Theo.
Yeah. So
it's still in someone else's house.
And his room, his window was next to mine, and I guess his room was open. He fucking comes in there. He's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? We just got you in here, bro.
Yeah, right.
You're going to get thrown out. And then he fucking bitched me out and then took the rest of the joint and fucking smoked it.
Went in the yard.
Yeah.